Joining me today in the studio is Yifa Segal, the director of the International Legal Forum, who's been working to counter the BDS movement and highlight Amnesty International's anti-Israel bias. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about Amnesty International. More specifically, why is Amnesty International calling for a selective boycott of West Bank settlements?
Well, I think we should start with the question, why is a human rights organization promoting the infringement of certain groups of, human rights of other groups at the expense, let's say, of a group that they're supporting? I mean, there's an inherent problem in that, in that rhetoric, in that rationale. I mean, to call upon a group of hundreds of thousands of people to lose their employment, their rights to education, their legitimacy, even their livelihood, that is a very big human rights issue. And obviously, if you understand that, you understand that the motive behind the BDS movement and anyone who supports it is definitely not human rights.
Now, how would such a boycott actually end up affecting these areas of Israel, or the areas of Israel that are not located in the occupied territories?
Well, let me tell you this. I mean, people think that there's a border or there's a distinction that can be made. Honestly, there isn't. I mean, if you're talking about a bakery in a corner of some street, like a small family business, then maybe yes. But basically, if you think about it, all the pillars of the Israeli economy are all located or giving services to residents without any discrimination, obviously, between an imaginary green line that doesn't exist on the ground. So if you look at the banks, at the gas companies, at the cellular companies, they all provide services both for the IDF and for the residents of, beyond the green line. So if you call to boycott any business that has anything to do with either the people that geographically beyond the green line, then you would basically call to boycott everyone and everything that has to do with Israel. So we're coming back to the conclusion that this is what the BDS movement is for: the destruction of the state of Israel, the annihilation of the state of Israel, again, not about human rights.
Now, is the usage of Israeli military law to govern Palestinians in Area C of the West Bank a human rights violation in any way?
I actually think that it would probably benefit everyone if the Israeli law would apply, because Israeli law basically is promoting equality and freedoms of religion and all kinds of other rights that unfortunately do not exist in the Palestinian Authority. But let's remember, Palestinians that reside in Area C are under PA's control. Israel's military rule is only to let's say Israelis or the Jewish inhabitants and the territory. So basically, the Palestinians, unfortunately for many of them, are still under the control of the Palestinian Authority and not Israel. And I will add one thing. One of the things that we want to promote is exactly that equality. And when the international community opposes it, this is the damage that they're really inflicting. If we want to apply Israeli law and equality to everyone under the Israeli law, with all the rights, the democratic rights that the Israeli law bestows upon the citizens of Israel, I think that would benefit everybody. So when I would like to invite everybody to rethink what they're doing, what they're promoting. By insisting that Israeli law does not apply, basically what they're doing is condemning people not to receive an equal treatment, according to law.
Now let's talk about another one of Amnesty International's claims. Israel is exploiting Palestinian natural resources in the West Bank. That is something that Amnesty International has said many times. Is there truth to this?
I have to tell you, this is something that if you review the Israeli law and practice, but let's start with the law, that there is the Israeli law does not permit to exploit natural resources. There's nothing there that is being done other than preserving to destroy natural resources or to exploit populations. And when people talk about colonialism, I mean, when empires used to expand, they used to do this for profit. When you look at Israeli presence in the West Bank, where's the profit? If anyone can show me a profit, then maybe their argument could have had merits. But obviously, I mean, Israel spends a lot of money on defense and protection, and there's a lot of problems in that area. There is no profit.
All right. Now, does Israel allocate the same amount of natural resources from the West Bank to settlers as it does to Palestinians?
Well, natural resources, I mean,
like water as an example.
Yeah, water coming from the aquifer and all these, basically everything comes together and then being divided again through the water authority with Israel and the PA. I mean, there is it doesn't matter geographically where you are located. If anything, there is a problem with stealing, outlawed activities of different groups. A lot of them Palestinians coming from the PA, and not by the government. So basically, all these resources, there aren't that many resources. I mean, in that it's a small area. There's no oil or, but everything is being divided basically equally by the authorities. So it doesn't matter where you live.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us to talk to us about Amnesty International and the organization's views towards Israel. And hopefully we'll have you back again soon.
Thank you so much.